Hello, this is Random Palk, and today we're reviewing the classic Starcraft, which is still playable. And now, you know, there's this expansion of the Brood War, but for the sake of this review, we're going to just do the regular review of the original without the, you know, expanded units and stuff. Well, anyway, we're going to, I guess, create a new ID for the review, blah, blah, blah. Googa, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, everyone remembers this game where you can play custom maps. I don't think BattleNet for this is still supported, but there was BattleNet that I used to play a lot years and years ago, but now I think BattleNet is pretty much just StarCraft 2. But anyway, you have to go through the campaigns in order, and if you're starting a new game, you're pretty much stuck with the Terran at the start unless you play a custom map or make a custom map. Then you can pick anyone. Now, this game is exactly like Warcraft, except back in the day, Warcraft had less options. This game actually has a lot more options than the original Warcraft 2. But then Warcraft 3 came out and things started to change even more. But this was a really innovative game in its day, back when Warcraft 2 was the new Warcraft.
Welcome to Marsara, Magistrate. The equipment demonstration you requested is prepared and may be initiated at your convenience.
Yeah, you get the mission.
Simply select Start to begin the demonstration.
Now, this game has really good voice acting, and it even shows you the tips and stuff.
The T-280 SCV is the cornerstone of our hostile environment construction and resource gathering operations.
Roger that.
In order to build a thriving colony, numerous SCVs are necessary. You can build additional SCVs at a command center. Not enough minerals.
There you can set the rally points and... In the first mission, you can just kind of roam around and explore if you want to, but you don't have to.
Additional supply depots required.
I read you.
Standing by. Outstanding.
And if you want to make up some space, you can just wipe out some guys on your own team.
Rock and roll. Standing by. Jacked up and good to go.
To make it go quicker.
Outstanding.
Like I said, there's no real reason to explore, so you can just wipe out some of these guys.
Roger that. SCV good to go, sir. Orders, Captain?
And one thing that was nice is you can have up to, I forgot how many units at once, depending on the size of the unit that you can control, but I don't know, the graphics and the music, everything about this game is really well done. There's no, and it's not odd at all why this game was so popular. I mean, it's fast-paced, fun, and definitely a great PC game. And just like Warcraft,
in order to equip additional personnel, you must have enough supply depots to support them.
That's why I'm building
You
one.
can use SCVs to build additional supply depots.
Yeah, it gives you all sorts of tips, because it is basically the training mission. But, yeah, I mean, great game. The main thing that set this game apart, besides the graphics and stuff from the Warcrafts from back then, was pretty much the choosable race. Because there were multiple races instead of just human or orc. And, you know, in the original Warcraft, you pretty much only had human and orc. There was no real choice in the matter, because they were pretty much, in Warcraft 2 and shit, they were pretty much identical. So Starcraft really broke the mold on that when it first came out, because each race in Starcraft not only has their own mechanic, but also their own specialty units.
SCV good to go, sir.
Which Warcraft at the start did not have that, because Warcraft, the humans and orc were pretty much identical, except for, you know, humans had people that could heal, and the orcs had, you know, the Death Knights that could use Death and Decay and shit like that. But, well, I guess we could roam around a little bit since it is the first mission. Might as well send some guys out just to investigate, but there's really no need to in this first mission.
Freely, sir. I'm not sure you know what you're doing. If you're going to send us into hostile territory and you want us to defend ourselves, then use the attack command. But if you want us to ignore enemy fire and go exactly to the spot you targeted, then use the move command. Now, which'll it be?
The refinery processes raw Vespene gas, converting it into a form which your SCVs can gather.
I know, we're about to switch everyone to refinery.
Reporting for duty.
Oops.
Reporting for duty. I read you.
Yeah, these first missions are pretty quick and simple, because it is,
Job's finished.
just like in Warcraft, it's just gathering resources and building a couple, you know, farms or depots. Like I said, I was just sending these guys around for the hell of it. It doesn't really matter where they end up. That's just for fucking around. They pretty much do that so you can
Your
see,
forces are under attack.
so you can see kind of what the combat is like as you explore. But yeah,
This concludes the equipment demonstration. There will now be a fully catered reception at Marsara Base.
but yeah, just I mean, yeah, there's the, you know, recap of everything, and you can check your units, the structure. Yeah, you can just check all the stuff, see how well you did on all that. Well, one thing I liked about Starcraft was also the actual story in it was pretty good.
Adjutant online. Good evening, Magistrate. I'll fill you in on what's been happening. Confederate traffic has increased substantially within the system due to the recent Protoss destruction of the Chao Sara colony. The Confederate...
Standing by. Let's move.
Can't believe we're being sent to the wasteland. These Confederates think they can push
Yeah, you gotta be
anybody
careful
around.
because of mouse
Rock
sensitivity.
and roll. Go, go, go.
Yeah, there are a lot of these missions where you kind of have to explore to set your base up.
Outstanding.
And the missions get more... there's that Rainer guy. He was down
Rock
here.
and roll.
But yeah, there are a lot of these missions, and there are several base missions also.
Howdy, boys. I'm Jim Raynor, Marshal of these parts.
Yeah,
Rainer here.
yeah, Rainer must survive.
Reporting for duty. Roger that.
Go ahead, Commander. Oh, yeah. Right on.
Reporting for duty. Orders received.
The first mission is getting the basics, but later on it gets really difficult when you're fighting against 3 or 4 enemies at the same time.
Anytime you're ready.
Yeah, Rainer is one of those vultures that can set out spider mines,
SCV good to go, sir.
which are actually really helpful, especially for
Sounds
Terran
fun.
defense.
Right on.
Reporting for duty.
Now, we haven't got to the parts where we can upgrade units or any of that, because that's later on. But, yeah, fun game. You start off slow to learn the basics, which is another good thing about it, because just like Warcraft, it takes a little while to get used to it if you've never played it before, so it's good to go slow with these tutorial missions to learn the basics. I mean, great game. I actually miss playing it because, like I said, I do like the story on it. And it's a shame that the original Starcraft no longer has the BattleNet, I bet. I know Starcraft 2 does, but I'm terrible at this game because it's been so many years that I probably wouldn't even be able to win a fight if I tried to. But I am thinking about trying to start playing it again. After all, I do miss it, but I just don't really have the time to devote to make myself really good at it again, to be honest.
Job's finished.
Infantry units such as Marines can be trained at this facility.
But yeah, as you go through the story, you unlock more and more units, but if you just play a custom battle, you know, everything's unlocked and you do it at will. But if you're new to the game, you're better off going through the story. If you're new to the game, you're better off going through the story to learn it. You'll find it a lot easier
Job's finished.
later if you actually play through the story to learn the basics. Plus, like I said, the story's not that bad. And of course, if you want to jump straight to the new shit, you can go play the Brood War expansion if you have it. But like I said, this game is still gettable. I mean, I wish I had my original copy of it, but I don't. Anyway, this is StarCraft, and we're probably gonna end this video soon because, I mean, there ain't much else to say. Might as well just play the game. Which is what I'm pretty much doing at this point, is just going through the missions and playing the game. So there's not really much left to say in review. I mean,
Piece of me, boy.
the Terrans' main focus is their their defense abilities is probably the best thing the Terrans have, is their defense abilities, like their missile towers, their spider mines. Overall, the Terrans, I think, are best at defense. The Protoss have the strongest units in the game, but they're also the most costly. And then there's the Zerg, that pretty much one of the strategies with the Zerg is to overwhelm with sheer number. But they all have their limitations. Like the Protoss have to use the pylons to build around. But the
Receiving
pylons...
incoming transmission. Comlink established.
Hey, what's up, man?
But the pylons also act as their,
Glad to see you, boys.
yeah, the pylons also act as their,
Roger that.
their farms or supply depots. And then there's the Zerg, who have the overlords that act as their transport ships as well as their supply depots. But with the Zerg, you can only build on the creep or whatever that stuff is called.
SCV
And,
good to go, sir.
You know, there are limitations for each. Apparently, I don't start with the Vespian gas thing, so.
SCV good to go. go, sir. I read you.
Anyway, this is the first mission where you actually have to kill something, I believe. But before you do that, of course, you want to get yourself set up a little bit. Well, you can check to see how much minerals are in each thing, so you know how much you have to work with. Because in games like that, in games like this, you do pretty much have to build multiple bases. Because you normally do not have the resources to just stick with a single base. Where's that one that built that? Did I send him elsewhere? I'll just pick him to do something else. And then there's the engineering bay, which is where you can buy upgrades for your people. So you want to have one of those.
Anytime you're ready.
Yeah, that's basically it. There's the Vespian gas up there. But yeah, that's Starcraft. Like I said, there's not really much else to say about it. It's a great game, but unless you want to watch me just go through the missions and playing it, which I'm thinking about maybe possibly doing, there's nothing else to say, so I'm probably about to end this video. And well, I say if you could get a hold of it, check it out. The original Starcraft is one of the greatest PC games. I'm sure most people will probably agree to that, but definitely worth playing, even though it's outdated by now, just like Warcraft. Maybe outdated, but still fun as hell to play. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here because I'm starting to ramble around and make this video boring. So if you like my videos, please follow and subscribe. I was just doing a quick review of Starcraft, and definitely check it out if you never heard of it, or I can't believe nobody's anyway, it's a great game and it's worth playing. So I'm gonna end this now before I make myself look even stupider. So take it easy. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.